Hello, it's been a while, guys. Welcome to SIT Serious Center Temple. Today we will be discussing the dark side of the moon and its significance, dealing with the human race and the fallen planet or the fallen star Saturn in the Saturnian spirit and what it's doing to the human race or the human population on this planet and the ignorance of the human race and what is really going on in our world. First off, I would like to say the dark side of the moon is where these Archon beings are located. Many of them, not all of them. Some of them are located in Shambhala. Some of them are located in the hellish realm, the cataract dimension, in the fourth dimension. Some of them are inhabiting human bodies as we speak. Now, I'm pretty sure you notice the eyes of this particular entity look very much like a reptile. That's because this is a Draconian beast. Now, what is a Draconian? A Draconian is a dragon humanoid being. It's humanoid dragon, which means it's a vampire. It feeds off of human suffering, human misery, and off of human blood and flesh and stuff like that. They like to eat people, things of this nature. That's why you have so many vampire movies out here now. These entities are also called the Chitauri, or the Chitari, or the Draconians, or Draconian beasts, or Dracus, or Draculas, or in short, dragons. Now, these entities, this information was given by a man named Krato Mutwa from Africa. He said that these beings, the Chitauri, can actually drain bioenergy through drain human bioenergy and life force energy through eye contact. I bear witness that this is actually the truth because I have actually dealt with one before. Now, you must understand this, people. All the movies, all the all the movies that are being pushed out here is, for the most part, it's all about fear, also dealing with other worlds, alien beings, supernatural stuff, fantasy, all these kinds of movies. Like your X-Men, your Spider-Man, things of this nature. Not understanding that all this stuff is actually dealing with their true reality outside of our reality matrix system in which we're dealing with, the lower third density realm that we're dealing with. There are far more things that are out there to discover that human beings have no recollection of or any knowing or knowledge of. The dark side of the moon there's a planetary base in the dark side of the moon where these Archon beings reside in. You have gray aliens, you have Palladians, you have reptilians, you have Nordics, and you have insectilians, and some grays. They're plotting on the human race, and they want this whole thing to get drawn out of hand with the globalist government elitists, the elites, your Freemasons, your Freemasonic people, the Freemasonic ones, all these fake excavators and archaeologists that won't tell the people of the planet what's really going on. The military underground bases like Area 51 and things of this nature. The reason why they're trying to hide all this information is because they don't want the information to get out that we've been visited by extraterrestrial beings many times over. This stuff is not anything new under the sun. This is old news. The reason why it sounds new to you is because you don't have any you don't know anything about any of this, so I feel like it's my duty to explain this to you. Now, Saturn, the planet that is owned by the Demiurge. Yes, the Demiurge. Okay, this might as well be his eyes right here because he has reptile-looking eyes as well. The Demiurge, the giant demonic being that's living in our planet Earth. Really in the cataract dimension, the fourth dimension. Or devil, the devil or Satan or whatever you would like to call it. See, what it's trying to do is trying to use its energy. What it's trying to do is that it's trying to use the demonic energy in which It's gaining through people eating the flesh on the planet, which is sinful. You guys were told not to do so, but you guys are still doing it to this very day, which is really a blood sacrifice ritual you guys are doing to yourselves. So you're really hexing yourselves. We spoke about this in my more previous video about the spiritual death hex. What you're doing to yourselves when you eat meat or the flesh. When you eat something that is dead, you are becoming dead yourself. You must eat life in order to live. Now, we also spoke about the whole life and death theology. We will be getting on that very soon here. But first, I would like to say this to anybody out there that is new to this kind of information. Please do not be startled. Do not be afraid. What created these beings, you're asking? The Lord created all beings. Even Satan was created by the Lord. Here's the thing. Not all of these demonic beings were evil in the beginning. A lot of them just chose to do their own thing. Some of them became evil through freedom of choice. All beings created by the Creator have something called freedom of choice. They all have free will. Because if they didn't have free will, they'd just be puppets. There wouldn't be any point in creating them because they don't have a mind of their own. This is dealing with something called free electromagnetic consciousness. Something that has that kind of ability has freedom of choice to do what it will. So, like they say, do thy will. So, what I'm ultimately trying to say is that when you die, and you're trying to find your way to the spirit realm to go home to the heaven worlds, the Archon beings that are living on the moon, they have a military base on the moon where they want to shoot down the planet that's actually the heaven world planet from our ancestors, the Anunnaki or the Nephilim. They want to shoot down that planet so that they can have a control and domination game on the planet Earth, or Tiamat. They want to shoot down Nibiru because they want to have a war between the Nubirians and the which is the Anunnaki, and the Archonic beings, the Lords of Karma, if you will. Alright, now, also, the first part of the human creation story actually started on the moon, in case you guys don't know that. There's still artifacts on the moon proving that man was created there first before he was created on Tiamat, just so that you know. The being referred to as Atom was created on the moon. Most people don't know this information, but continuing on, the Archon beings, they wire up on electronic devices controlling people, some soul contracts and things of this nature. They try to pipe a soul contract through your mind so you can keep living that experience on this matrix system. But what needs to be done is that you need to activate yourselves through much needed meditation. I've spoken about this in many videos. Look them up. When you die and you go to the light, like I told you, don't go to the light. You have to go into the darkness to get to the true spiritual light. That's why Shaolin monks meditate in darkness, because then that light comes out and they can see through their entire mind, and they had to start in darkness before they can get to that light. Any false light being given to you, you have to run in the opposite direction. The Archonic beings want you to go into the light so then they can actually put a spell on you and then send you back to the earth to reincarnate again. So they want to have you keep continuing suffering through a downward spiral, spiraling down in a 666. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. You need to change your 6 neutrons into 1 neutron, and then so you can have a 616, so that you can actually be at the 13 vibrations, so you can get off the planet and go back to the heaven worlds. The demonic entities have a vested interest in you not being able to tap into your spiritual abilities, not being able to leave your body to fight in the war of Armageddon. They have a lot of traps set, but now, you know, a lot of the traps are being removed due to the Lord putting his foot down and things of this nature. This information is very foreign to most people, so I don't expect most of y'all to understand. And this is dealing with all these UFO sightings that you guys keep seeing. Aliens are very much real. Us ourselves are actually extraterrestrial beings because our souls don't come from this planet. It comes from the stars. Okay? It doesn't come from this planet Earth. It comes from the stars, the celestial stars, the dark, murky sea of the astral. Now, also another thing I want you guys to understand is that when you actually look up at the moon is actually a planetary spaceship. The Archon beings for many years were carving through the moon, and they created a secret underground base inside the moon. The moon is very much real, but this moon is actually brand new, and it was pushed into our orbit by the Archonic beings. Also, another thing, it's actually it was pushed through by them using some kind of like technology to actually push the moon into Earth's orbit. Now, see, the moon is actually a spaceship. They're there right now plotting on humanity. People do not realize that the reason why there's so many UFO sightings is because the demonic entities don't have any real power. They can't even really conceal themselves that well. Alright? They need you to be ignorant and be fearful of them in order for them to have an advantage over you. What I am saying is that you're far more powerful than any of these beings. And these beings, they reside in the lower realm. When I was a child, I experienced many spiritual phenomena. I was always curious about what that could have meant, or what that could mean, or what was the significance of what just happened to me. Not realizing that there was an entire dimension, or should I say dimensions, that I was completely ignorant of. When we look inside ourselves, we think we know all, but to truly look inside oneself is to actually go within one's own darkness, to go into one's own universe, so to speak. They're trying to stop you from going inside yourselves, people. Now you're probably wondering, why do these beings want to hurt humans? Many of these beings have made contracts with a being called the Demiurge, or Satan. A lot of these beings have made contracts with your elitists, your 13 royal bloodlines in the United States of America. A lot of these so-called Jews, which are really the synagogue of Satan, the Jesuits or the Khazarian people, have actually mixed their DNA with a lot of these astral entities, if you will, these extraterrestrial entities. So the people that are in power, they're not actually who you think they are. They're actually hybrids. They're hybrid humans, hybrid draconian beasts, and things of this nature. Once we have a greater understanding of what we're dealing with in this world, we start to realize our own power. You must go within yourself and activate yourself, your spiritual gland in the middle of your brain, in order to activate your psychic abilities, being able to see through dimensions and being able to understand the entire ramifications of what I'm trying to explain to you here. There are many dimensions, many different dimensions, and it's all up to you to realize that you're not alone in this world. We were never alone from the very beginning. This is SIT, Serious Inner Temple. I wanted to make this video so that you guys have a more understanding of where these beings are residing and what they want to do to the human race. See, also another thing is that see, under the sun there is a stargate in which you can use to activate your something called a Merkaba, a spiritual vehicle, or the fiery chariot that you can summon by going within yourself. You guys have all this power and don't even realize it. If you go through that gateway, you can actually go into the fifth dimension, into the heaven worlds. The demonic entities want to block off the sun god Ra, which is the sun, because we are the children of Isis, Ra, El. Israelites and the other children that come from the Israelite children as well. They want to block off the Stargate so that way they can have a hellish world on this planet and try to cause chaos and fear and pain and suffering. And there's another flip side to this. Their plans might go up in smoke because, well, there are other entities involved in all this, holy entities. So their plans might actually go up in smoke. There is no guarantees in any of this stuff, but I'm just giving you this information for awareness purposes, so that way you can have a greater understanding of what I talk about in these videos. I just wanted to let you know that there is a Stargate, and they are trying to block it off and through the fourth dimension. So, see, what Satan is actually trying to do is that he already knows that everyone is an electromagnetic consciousness. But to be complete, we need to be electrical and magnetic, because that's how our consciousness, our energy fields and everything about us works. He's using the planet, the Saturnian spirit, the planet called Saturn with its rings, and what he's doing is that he's shooting electrical energy into the Earth's atmosphere and into the people on this planet Earth. So basically, he has people reincarnating through the Archon system that he invented himself, the Demiurge, with his little buddies, the Archons. He has you guys constantly reincarnating, so you guys are not escaping this realm unless an angel comes to get you, or unless you're active, your pineal gland is active, and you know what to do when you're dead. You know, you're aware of yourself. You're aware of what to do. And then he's got you guys also. He's got you guys being injected with a bunch of electrical energy. See, electrical energy is dealing with your 6 chakras. The 6 chakras, your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus chakra, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, and all those. Those are dealing with the electrical chakras. Now the ones above it is dealing with your magnetic chakras, your Anju chakra, the third eye chakra, and all these others, the crown, and all these other ones. Those are dealing with your magnetic chakras. So you have to understand, to be a complete being, you have to have both active. He's shooting electrical energy through you guys. You guys are eating meat, which is acidic. Okay, so you guys are not getting no type of light codes out here. You guys are watching TV. You're drinking fluoridated water. Put lime in your water. I've been said this. Put lime in your water to kill the fluoride in the water. He's got you guys constantly reincarnating. He's got you guys being injected in hospitals, so you guys can't even remember your past lives. You guys can't even remember anything about what you did before you got here into this timeline that you're living in. He's got you guys all mixed up, not knowing what the hell is going on. That is very dangerous. You need to know what is going on. It is better to be aware and scared than to not be aware at all and be easy fodder. Okay? And I'm not saying that you guys are fodder. I'm saying you guys actually can fight back. You guys are just not aware of it. You guys have all your weapons on you, but don't even realize you have anything to begin with. So, and also another thing, the media and the people will not tell you this type of information. This stuff you need to study on your own. Why am I telling you this? Because I have a greater understanding. See, they're teaching us fear out here and hatred. Everyone fears that which they cannot understand. Everyone's scared of the unknown. So the unknown is what's going to breed fear into the world, because everything that's unknown, everyone hates, because they don't have an understanding. Once you reach the common middle ground and have an understanding of what's going on, the fear and the anxiety and the hatred starts to dissipate, because now you're starting to realize what is going on in our world. That's all I wanted to say for this particular video. I hope I didn't scare anyone. This is just for information purposes. They are not demons, they are aliens. But if they go against mankind, then they might as well be a demon. This is SIT, guys. Goodbye. Also, one last thing I would like to say. you're actually a lot stronger than these lower beings, because you're actually a higher being that came from a higher state of consciousness. See, what you don't understand is that you have psychic abilities inside of you. These things only have their brute force. You're far above them, and they know it. That's why they need to keep holding you back. Also, another thing I would like to say is that we're in these carbon dated bodies, you know, in this 666 beast system that we're living in. We don't actually have to stay here. No one is actually supposed to be on this planet as we speak. Um, you know, the Anunnaki, which is the Lord, the Nephilims, which are his children, and the others, all these other godlike beings, they're getting ready to come into they're already near the Earth's atmosphere, and going shifting through dimensions. So in this time frame that we're living in, now is the time frame to start getting right and start doing the right thing and trying to become better as an individual electromagnetic consciousness or state of awareness. Um, you guys need to be very aware of what's going on. Watch all the rest of my videos. I know I've been gone for a little while. I had a lot of, you know, a lot of construction stuff going on in my house or whatever. You know, they was just fixing some stuff up, and I was busy. You know, so I'm making a few more videos right now, so you know you guys can keep up to date with what I'm trying to explain to you guys and stuff like that. And I appreciate your patience with me, because I know I've been gone for a little while. This is SIT, guys. I'm glad you guys took the time to listen today. I know this stuff might seem very scary, but if done correctly, you will realize that all these things that you're afraid of are actually a lot more afraid of you, because they're aware of what you're capable of. Why do you think they have to hold you back? Hello? This is SIT, guys. Thanks for watching.